What's up, guys? We are back at the Supro studio, and we just laid down this amazing track with Mr. Nick Cianci.
Thanks for having me.
It sounded great. I had given Nick a Black Magick Reverb to mess with a few weeks ago in his studio in Brooklyn, and he came and surprised us all today.
Yeah, it was super fun. So many tones on this thing, and I think we might have broken a couple light fixtures with just how loud we cranked it up, but had a good time. It was really, really fun.
And might I say that he laid down probably one of the best guitar solos I've ever heard in this room, and we have made a lot of videos here, so can't wait for you guys to check it out.
All right.
Yeah, plug the telly into that thing.
Let's do it.
That is the OG Supro tone right there.
Yeah. All right. Sounds pretty good to me.
It sounds great. I love like the mid-range just come out of it. Yeah, let's put a little tremolo in there.
Let's do it. Yeah, so even on, like, if I keep my guitar on full volume without even cleaning it up, I'll show you the range of what it can do with that dynamic.
Yeah, it's like, I want to like mess with the amp and like change settings and show people, but what's crazy is like, you don't even need to. It literally, your dynamics.
It's just there.
Could completely control what tone comes out of the amp.
Absolutely.
And yeah, and what do we got on the board here? What's on the board?
So we got, this is like, some of my guitar friends make fun of me because I got it's just a very tiny board, but I think it's all you need. Got the Strymon Flint. You got the tremolo, reverb, the Deco, which is just one of my favorite pedals. This tape saturation, it's a tape side, saturation side. It's great, and then the broadcast, which is basically just like a preamp that you can crank to the high heavens with fuzz, essentially. Yeah.
And this is all you bring on tour, just this board right here.
Yeah, pretty much. This is really it. Sometimes I'll throw in like a rat style pedal, just to like kind of really get a different flavor. But if I'm like going just like a random gig or something or a recording session, this is pretty much all I'll bring.
Sick.
So.
All right, so why don't you show us this track you made?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll maybe work in some of those pedals and some different amp tones, and
cool.
You know, let's get after it.
I'm in.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Oh, dude, it sounds so good.
Sounds sick.
All right, so we switch guitars?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool.
Let's do the Strat.
Strat?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I want to try some slide stuff, some very simple slide stuff on here.
What's the story with the Strat?
This Strat, I actually got it at Umanov's here in New York.
Classic New York spot.
my dad gifted it to me, and it's 16th birthday was a pretty special. Also, another funny story about this guitar is it actually used to belong to Steve Earle, the legend himself, and then he sold it to Umanovs for like pretty cheap, and picked it up on a trip with my dad in the city.
So sick.
Crazy. Yeah, I think I want to get, for this slide tone, I want to grab like a more ambient, kind of saturated, smooth sort of sound. And I think to do that, I want to definitely stack the reverbs. Like I said, I like to keep the reverb on at all times, just on the amp, just for a little bit of air. And I really like the reverb on this amp because it's dark. It's got like a really warm kind of, it's like a hug. It's like a warm hug. And then the Flint, it's great because you can do some tone adjustments with the reverb. So I'm gonna make it really bright on the Flint and then just kind of stack it with the amp's verb. And then probably add a little bit more saturation. This time I think I'm gonna engage the saturation on the Deco. But yeah, I mean, one thing I've learned about this amp from playing it for a few weeks is that it really takes pedals well, which I feel like a lot of amps claim to be able to do that. But typically, like, that's more on like the clean, like amps that are just super clean, tons of headroom, takes pedals well. But this amp does the breakup thing, has all the preamps and the saturation you could ever want, but it also takes pedals well. So I feel like it's kind of a rarity.
Totally, and I think that's the kind of like magic number, 25 watts.
Exactly.
You have the master volume to tweak as needed. But again, like, it's that touch sensitivity too. And I think we're gonna do the slide part.
Yeah.
It sounds like you want to push, let that pedal push the preamp a little bit, so you can have that nice even texture and.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's working for me. Yeah, so I think I want to try some P90s on this for the lead tone. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that would sound sick.
Cool.
Here, I'll get it for you.
Thank you.
Whoopah.
That's a pretty one.
Yeah, those are dog ear style P90s.
Oh wow.
It's a very kind of old school Charlie Christian inspired wiring, and for the indie rock stuff, it's great.
That's incredible. This is the 59, the XL?
The XL59, yeah.
Okay, I love it. I'm gonna experiment with the input setting. Right now it's in 1 and 2, but I wanna put it in 2 just because it has a little bit of a leaner frequency spectrum, sort of, if that's the right term, and it's a little pointier in like a really pleasant way. It like cuts, and I'm trying to go for a little bit of a sort of a spittier, snarly tone. So let me see how this sounds just off the bat. Yeah, that's already pretty much there. I'm gonna drive it a little bit more with this broadcast pedal. Let me see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Laid down the rhythm, some slide. I'm gonna lay down some lead right now too, and then play the track back for you guys to hear how it all sounds together.